Good morning, guys. I figured out uh, 10 minutes ago that it would be nice to have entrance in these recordings, and for now I decided to let it be something that I affirm daily and which is very beneficial for me, and I hope that it will be helpful for you too. So, whenever you begin to feel any icky feeling, just affirm I'm God's highest form of creation and it's natural for me to be doing well in all areas of my life. Because guess what? If in any area of your life you are stuck, that just means that there must be more work to be done. Meaning, health, wealth, love, happiness, whole life success are our birthrights. If only one is missing, that just means that you still have some work about limiting beliefs in that particular topic. So, I'm God's highest form of creation, and it's natural for my identity to be doing well in all areas of my life. Because guess what? If it's not the way I said, and if you are in any area still blocked, that just means that something from your past and from your old limiting core beliefs must be addressed. I mean, I know how it feels because when I heard that first time, I thought, what the fuck, where am I living? But as my water bottle actually inside this morning is vitamin B, but as my water bottle says, if you don't try, you will never know. So, uh, when I first time heard that I'm God's highest form of creation and that it's natural for my identity to be doing well in all areas of my life, I thought that that reality is just a reality of some woo-woo wizards or some rich bored people who have access to high quality drugs, alcohol, or whatever are the substances that some of people who are bored and rich are consuming. I'm not saying that everyone does it, but you know what I mean. After first feeling of shock, literally, when I heard that I am God's highest form of creation and that it's natural for my identity to be doing well in all areas of my life. So after first feeling of literal, well, never mind. I will not record again. You know what I meant. Literal. After literal feeling of shock, immediate, second thought was, if this is true, then I know nothing. From that period, I committed and decided that I will be a lifelong learner. For a while, even though my favorite numbers are, as I said, 333, for a while, and even while I was in hospital, I only saw number 7. And when I googled meaning spiritual, it's lifelong learners. So the fact that I wasn't in resonance and in alignment with the fact that I'm God's highest form of creation made me committed to become a lifelong learner. So, why wouldn't you be God's highest form of creation? He made you in the image of Him. So please believe you are God's highest form of creation. And if only one of these is missing, that just means that there are some beliefs that should be addressed. I heard also yesterday awesome story about some man who through some business deals left owned by his partner, I don't know, about 100Ks or something, and he was angry and he was trying to reach out and to get his money back and so on and so forth. And then he called his mentor at that time, and he said, you know what, this man is ignoring me, he owes me big money, what should I do? As we all react when we are angry. And he listened and he said, where you're headed, that's not a lot of money. So imagine that shift in identity and in feeling when you, instead of, I remember that I was stuck with limited beliefs about abundance, that when I lose literally 10 euros I would freak out and I will feel awful feelings and I would feel angry, because that was all part of my upper limit. So as I said, we all have a reticular activating system and we all have our upper limits. So that's the reason why most people who win the lottery lose all and so on and so forth. Not because they don't know how to manage money. Yes, part of that is also fact that they didn't learn how, but the main issue is deep core limited beliefs that they are unworthy of abundance. I know for a long time, and how many awesome opportunities back in the days I blocked because subconsciously I thought that this is too easy to be true. Well, guess what? It should be easy. But if you grew up that if you don't put sweat, tears, and blood in your achievements, they are unworthy. You will literally only, as some powerful machine, search for that kind of challenges in order to confirm that you are worthy to those who raise you up. So please know that whatever is still not working in your life, in your journey, that just means that someone set your reticular activating system on wrong scale. On your thermostat, on your reticular activating system is on wrong setting. You must do the work to feel worthy and to know that if it's not easy, it's not the right thing. Literally, it's always about less resistance, more alignment, less hustle, less trying, more feeling good, literally. So I hope that this resonates, and as I said, I will and I'll from now on open every recording and every episode with you and I are God's highest form of creation, and it's natural for our identity to be doing well in all areas of our lives. If one isn't working, that just means that you must work on your RAS. You and I are God's highest form of creation, and it's natural for our identity to be doing well in all areas of our life. Literally, about health, just decide I'm healthy, healed, because your capacity and your ability to renew and rejuvenate through resting is huge. Love, decide. From the day that I was born, I'm naturally loved, wanted. Everything is always working out for me. Health, wealth, wealth also, huge opportunities, abundance from known and unknown resources, health, wealth, love, happiness. happiness. I'm naturally happy. I radiate light. I am source for light to flow through me. Literally, success, everything. You can do it on autopilot, like airplane that's adjusting its course. I was blown out when I found out that we can, with the power of our minds, literally predict the obstacle and have, listen this, solution beforehand, before even obstacle occurs. Because, man, we were given the most powerful tool. If you're at the beginning, start with practicing gratitude. Gratitude is the greatest multiplier. And know that the best prayer is to let go of what you think you want and to forget about everything that you, no matter how old you are, learned. Of course, if you are not fully satisfied with where you are, but if you are not, forget everything, as one of my favorite books from Anthony DeMello says, waking up. Forget about all that you learned, no matter how old you are, because probably and chances are that most of the things you learned are wrong. Not because our parents wanted to harm us, but because they didn't knew better. Everyone is doing their best from their level of awareness. I mean, when I compare my previous self and my old identity, man, it's good that I'm still here, spinning on this rock, because my limited beliefs and the environment that was in primal state of being 24/7, uh, crew of warriors, literally. We always had more than enough, we have more than enough, and we will always have more than enough. But I grew up in environment that if we don't have anything to worry about in our lives, they will find the reason to worry about, I don't know, at the other end of the world, literally, crew of warriors. And I said, I remember many times, literally, beautiful day, and they begin with pity parties. I said, literally, you know what? Even if I have 1 day or 1 hour of life, I don't want to participate in pity parties anymore. I don't want to participate in pity parties anymore. And I think that my good heart and my forgiveness opened the door for me to become like a sponge and to learn and to rewrite my story. Because, as I said, forgive, 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 forgive even unforgivable. Don't wait month or hour or 10 minutes to forgive, because you're poisoning yourself. The reason why I had uh, autoimmune sickness, illness, why I struggled, why I went through enormous pain. It felt like it never will end. Why I went through two near-death experiences, why I experienced physical abuse, all kinds of BS, which I'm not yet ready to talk about in details, but probably at some point I will, as an example of what are you capable to overcome and to remain calm, collected, and cool, and to have faith that even in the midst of the worst challenges, everything is always working out for you. I would never have confidence I have, and I would never be on this platform if I weren't capable to overcome all that BS on my own. So do you really think that if some, I don't know, mean comment or mean person comes here because feels bored, and let's say what I saw that people are dealing with, leaves comment, kill yourself, or your old grandma, and so on and so forth, how people can be. Do you really think that I will give a zero fucks? Do you really think that I would give, and I would have any fucks to give after everything I went through? So I am here as a result of what I overcame by myself, by literally being backed up by God. So it turns out that my greatest challenges turn into one of my greatest blessings, because here I am sharing my story, and it turned out that my story is my greatest and best certificate. Literally, I made the decision that my story will give me wealth beyond my wildest dreams. My story is my certificate, my greatest certificate. My words, my time, my creative expression, my energy. I turn my creative expression and my creative energy into wealth beyond my wildest dreams, for example. So, identity is decision. Whatever isn't working, make other decision. What are decisions and what are beliefs? Just thoughts that we had on repeat and on autopilot for too long. So if you were saying something that isn't working for 1,000 times, you now have to put effort and time to rewrite the story and to repeat that 10,000 times in order for your subconscious mind to accept new beliefs. So that's why I said what seems that its greatest challenge always turns out to be the greatest blessing. My story turned out to be my certificate, and the best is yet to come. So forgive. My capacity to forgive unforgivable opened the doors for all my blessings. Why? Because I realized that part of my sickness and everything I went through, that I wouldn't wish you to go through that route, was a result because for too long I was poisoning myself without even knowing it, because anger is, it's useless for you to take care of what you eat and to count your calories if you're not counting and if you're not aware what's eating you from the inside. And one of the biggest eaters from the inside is anger. That's why I said, at the moment when someone is pissing you off, at the moment when something makes you angry, puts you into resistance, forgive, forgive, forgive. If you don't forgive immediately, that becomes frustration, anger, hostility, all that. That's literally like some shit that you're watching far away. So don't put shit in yourself, and they don't care. Anger is like drinking poison and expecting other person to be harmed. No, you are only harming yourself. I think that I wanted some other things to mention, but yes, I wrote this from a latest video of David Baer, and it was short, but it's nice. 5 practices to become container for miracles. Number 1, limiting beliefs work. That saved my life, and that was first and foremost game changer for me, because I was walking example of limited beliefs. And I remember for too long I wondered why some people who are less than, in some my perspective, have all doors opened, have everything is working out. Yes, they had great environment, they had awesome reticular activating system thermostat point. Mine was fucked up. So it's okay to take responsibility and then to immediately start working, because as the saying goes, the best way to plant the tree is now, today. And for me, for too long, nothing was working. Trust me, I'm 45. I was born on Valentine's Day, and I'll be 46. So for too long, nothing was working for me. Yes, I was always fighter, but I was stuck in health, wealth, love, happiness. I didn't knew what success means, because my definition of success and how I was raised was that you have to struggle, that life is hard, that money is scarcity, that there is not enough. To say in my family that abundance is unlimited, you would immediately be sent into those hospice where are people who are psychiatrically and mentally ill. Because to practice self-love in my family, God forbid, it would be immediate, she's crazy, so that's why I'm saying limited beliefs work. Support the nervous system in down regulating, so do whatever you can to support your nervous system is in down regulation. So relax, as the Arnold Schwarzenegger would say, relax. Many times will work its way on their own for you. Observe your compulsive behaviors as much as you can. Disconnect in nature and have community in immersion. As I said, I'm God's highest form of creation, and it's natural for my identity to be doing well in all areas of my life, as well as you are. If you are at the beginning of this inner work, it's helpful to say, thank you, God, for doing for me what I couldn't do for myself, and allow the source of all creation to work through you and to use you as a vessel. Thank you for being here. Talk to you soon.